Hello, everybody. My name's Dion Morales, your host of the Gold Squadron podcast. We're coming to you live from Gold Squadron Flight Club Weekly. This is not a tournament. This is our weekly Saturday coverage of just community X-Wing games. Get to commentate, learn some things. I give people list-building challenges. We focus on different parts of the meta, just trying to keep things shaken up and see what we get. Today, what are we doing? We're looking at the new content that came out. These Squadron packs that you see behind me, right? The Phoenix Cell, Skystruck Academy, Fugitives, and Collaborators. There's lots of new toys in there, and we want to explore them. And this is going to be our third game of the day. Today, we're taking a look at the Hawks. Bill Herbert taking full Hawk meta, and Julian was given the challenge of building a list that had Netrum Pollard in it. I'm going to have my friends Chris and Kenneth break down those lists here in a minute as I open up the Choose Your Champion. But before we do that, I want to remind you that today's stream is brought to you by Co-op Print Yards. Use coupon code GSP for 15% off. Also, Galaxy's 2021 tickets are now available. Go to goldsquadronpodcast.com or !Galaxies in the chat. All right, Chris, break down Julian's list. Kenneth, take Bill's. And I'm going to open up the Choose Your Champion.
All right. So, Julian, here on the left, we have the Rebel list. We have Netrum Pollard, which is the B-Wing that he was supposed to design his list around, with marksmanship, fire control system, auto blasters, and the stabilized S-foils. You have Hera Syndulla in the A-Wing with the thread tracers. Next, you have Dutch with the dorsal turret, plasma torpedoes, and R3 astromech, so he can go ahead and take 2 locks for himself and then hand another lock off to a friend. And then you have Garvin Dreas, Red Leader, and he has the ion torpedoes and his S-foils. And that's it for the Rebel side, so Kenneth, go ahead and take it away with Scum.
All right, so we have for Scum, Bill Herbert with one of the meanest lists I've seen in a while. He's got Tapusk in the Hawk 290 with false transponder codes. Tapusk probably not going to be doing much with his ability because there are no recurring charges, whether force or otherwise, on the Rebel list. Gamut Key in the Hawk 290 with false transponder codes. He lets either himself or friendly ships in his mobile arc keep tokens, circular tokens, every other turn. Paylob, who, as we all know, loves stealing tokens with false transponder codes. Kanan, who took a page out of Paylob's book but said, I'll do you one better and steal dice instead, with false transponder codes. And Torkel Mux, who said, you guys are stealing things, I'm going to steal their initiative. He also has false transponder codes.
Yeah, this Scum list really is the king of, no.
I'm sorry, you wanted to do what? I didn't give you permission to do that.
It's truly a hive of scum and villainy. Truly a hive.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So here's my question as I'm finishing cycling through the pilots here. Torkel Mux is coming up here on the screen. Who do we think? Who are you choosing as your champion?
Oh, I can't not vote for the Hawk meta.
All right. What about you, Chris?
I'm a fan of the Rebels here. Those transponder codes are going to be really rough because, Dutch wants to get those locks out. But I think that's only going to last for like one turn. It's going to be a rough first turn for the Rebels trying to get those codes to go off. But once they get in there, I think they're going to have a good time. I think Hera's going to be the ace that she is. Moving last with all her repositioning, I think she'll be able to arc dodge all these Hawks and probably finish it out. And maybe Netrum gets to do some funny spinning because that's his trick.
Yeah, so as much as I love that Hawk list, I do think the Rebels have a bit of an advantage here, given the obvious initiative advantage and the fact that none of these Hawks have the Moldy Crow. So they are all 2-die turrets, which means they're lacking a little offense. They also don't have any bombs. So there's
no threat at the back.
Shoot out the back. Yeah. There's no threat at the front either.
So yeah, you just got to point the arc and hope. But one thing I really like about the Hawk is the fact that it does have boost, right? Like there is some potential for them to kind of circle the wagons on one of these rebel ships. I mean, if you catch Dutch or Netrum in in all 5 of these arcs, you could see those ships go down.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like they all have jam. Let's not forget. So if Hera wants to do some token sharing shenanigans, one of the Hawks can just say, guess what? No. And that's not even with the false transponder jam.
Yep. However, I think the big thing is going to be the initiative. Since you have Torkel at 2, 3 of the Hawks at 3, and then Tupusk at 5. And then you look over at the Rebel side, Netrum is 3, but then the rest are 4, 4, and 6. Yeah. So most of the Hawk list is going to be moving before, Dutch and Garvin and really the heavy hitters that they've got to be looking out for.
Yeah.
So you might see some big blocks here, trying to prevent Dutch from getting locks and getting torpedoes.
Speaking of movement, it's actually kind of good for Netrum to be moving first, because if he can do like some shenanigans with that barrel roll flip over to block up the back line of Hawks and then get like a range 1 or really nice shot with those auto blasters into the front line, could probably take a Hawk out right there.
Now, let's take a second and talk about the Hera and Garvin infinite focus loop, or potentially infinite focus loop. If you have not seen the combo there, it is absolutely hilarious. Don't shoot Garvin is kind of the first advice. Oh, wrong Garvin. Let's bring up the
that Luke Skywalker fellow. How about we made an X-wing more defensive than that?
It was an accident. It was not meant to be. We just thought it would be a cool trick. All right, let's bring Garvin up here, and we'll bring up Hera in the A-wing as well. There we go. So Garvin's ability, right? After you spend a focus token, you may choose one friendly ship at range 1 to 3, and that ship gains a focus token. Then Hera says, while a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 defends or performs an attack, you may transfer one of your tokens, focus tokens, evade tokens, or locks to that ship. So if you don't see it there, so Garvin spends a focus, gives it to Hera. Hera can toss it back at any time. The official ruling from Atomic Mass Games is essentially attacking and defending for Hera's ability is literally at any point, including, even though it doesn't matter here, including being able to pass a focus to a ship with something like a proton rocket to be able to make it eligible to be shot. Like, it is very good. Very, very good.
Yeah. Like, Hera is one of those abilities where it's a pure support ability on an I-6, and yet, like, she is still so insanely good because of the ability and not the I-6.
I mean, yeah, I think she would, if this was an initiative 1 or I'll just say any initiative A-wing ship, and regardless of the name, and it had this ability, it would be played. It is that good of an ability.
Oh, yeah. And being Initiative 6, actually, like, especially with thread tracers, it helps enable a lot of things that otherwise wouldn't get enabled, like Shara Bay and both platforms, because it gives her Shara's lock to spend to add the focus, and then she can double mod with Hera's lock. She shoots at I-6, so before everything else, those tracers can, say, enable those torpedoes on Dutch if Dutch gets blocked. Stuff like that. Real good.
I just think it's fitting that our favorite characters and the best pilots get the best abilities. Because you hate to see good pilots and, favorite characters get really, really bad abilities.
Yeah.
And then they just aren't played.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I will say it is pretty thematic, right? Hera, if you follow the Star Wars canon, is she ends up eventually being a general of not only the rebellion but of the New Republic. I mean, she is a leader, getting people the resources that they need, inspiring those to fight under her to fight even harder. I mean, it is. It's good. That's very good. Now, some people asking about what are some pilots? Okay, what are some pilots in X-wing that are of well-known characters who have bad abilities, and because of that, we don't see them played. What's one you could think
Zeb.
of? Say it again.
Chopper and Zeb.
Chopper and Zeb. Yeah, Rip, Chopper, and Zeb. Correct. Yes.
I want to say Biggs, but his ability is still really good. It's just not the terror it was in first edition.
Right. Yeah. And it's not currently meta relevant. There's every ability out there has a potential to become meta relevant if the right things happen, right? Another ability, like Garvin, for instance. Like Garvin was seen once in a while, but now expect Garvin to be seen so much more by Rebellion players because of it. Like it's crazy.
And for all those people saying Rex has a bad ability, his ability is good. The fact that it's on an Initiative 2 TIE Fighter is bad.
Correct. Yes. Caption Rex. By the way, if you didn't catch our Max Brook interview via podcast, he admits that it was his fault. That was his typo on the condition card. It has been errata to Captain Rex.
Yeah. I actually didn't know it said Caption Rex until like 6 or 7 months ago when I was playing RPG, and one of my friends was like, yeah, it's like that Caption Rex thing, when he was mentioning some other typo and something.
Yeah.
And I was like, what Caption Rex thing? Yeah, go get the condition card and read the first line. And it blew my mind.
It doesn't work. Nothing works. Somebody says, I'm surprised we don't see selfless talent used more. I think it's because it is compared to something like Fearless, for instance, right? Like Fearless is one that you have the potential, you have the power to make it trigger. You getting in range one of somebody. Same thing with Ruthless. Like you make the choice. I'm attacking. Selfless is like it's a win defending ability, and it's win a defending, and a 1 in 8 chance thing happens. It's a little.
It's not something you have a lot of control over on like the red dice side.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you're also investing points into a ship that you are actively killing for no offensive benefit.
Exactly.
Like Biggs is good because Biggs can, take hits as well as crits in order to stop things. Like there's a hit crit there, and I have 1 shield in that ship. I'll take the hit on Biggs so that the crit hits the shield there. Whereas Selfless, you'd have to take the crit, and if your Selfless ship doesn't have shields, that's just a crit under the hull.
Exactly. All right. These people are asking, where's their violence? It's coming. It's coming. We'll serve you up some hot and ready violence here soon. Right now they're jockeying for position. The Hawks are taking priority, making sure they have the space. They're going to have to bank out to the left here, I think.
They could just one straight and focus rotate their turrets.
True that.
Yeah, I think the one straight rotate is probably going to be the plan here. Because you've got so much room, and then as long as you keep the rebel ships in the center of the board, you can just do donuts around the map.
Yeah.
just slow Hawk cruise.
And actually, I think that's probably a good play, is just hug one of the board edges with the turrets out to the right. So that way nothing can get to one side. You can always cover blind spots with turrets. Although Paylob being on the inside here makes it kind of awkward with the whole token stealing thing, because his ability is not in the arc completely. It's range 1 to 2.
Yeah, he does. He does have a limit. Good thing.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about his setup. He did bump himself on that bank, which I don't think is anything too big, but you got to watch out for that. And then you were kind of touching on that. Paylob being on the inside, and Gamut is the one on the outside. I thought that those two would be kind of swapped, because you want Gamut inside having his friendly ships in his arc.
Yeah, and Palob stealing the tokens and Gamut Key letting him keep those.
Yep, but it's
Especially
the.
if Palob can steal Hera's token.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
and
see.
if you would have, yeah.
Just someone in chat mentioned that Kanan's in a bad position. He's actually not, because his arc currently covers all his friendly ships, and that's what Kanan wants.
Yep.
Because he doesn't care about enemy position, only friendly position for his ability.
Yeah, his ability can affect an enemy ship all the way at range 6 from himself potentially. You got those. You know, if you've ever heard somebody talking about
Depending
a range,
on how extreme the range. It could be
exactly.
range 7.
True that. Have you ever heard somebody refer to something being at range 6? That's what they're talking about. It's a pilot who has an ability that affects a friendly ship, or that says that is measured to a friendly ship that actually affects the ship that is firing at him at the opposite end. It's amazing.
Yep. Although, actually, I mean, Kanan only right now has Gamut covered with his arc. Because he's in this bottom right corner of the square, and he's got his arc pointing to the right. Ooh, all right, we are coming in.
Choo
fast.
choo, 4 straight. Let's go, 4 straight focus. And remember, there are no moldy crows out there. That's why nobody is carrying around focus tokens.
So, Atreides, just so you know, the ability on Kanan says, while you or a ship in your turret arc defends. So it cares about the defender, not the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
Just clearing that up again.
Yep. It's an easy mistake. That's why the defender. All right, like Sloan, exactly. Sloan is a great example right there. These guys are going to be getting into it here pretty soon. I expect Garvin and Hera to probably be making a move, maybe going down to the bottom of the board.
Wait, hold up. Atreides is right, though, because Kanan has to have the friendly ship in his arc, right?
Yeah.
Right.
His arc's forward, right?
No, his arc's to the right.
Oh,
Lies of the Jedi.
Yeah, I'm getting spoiled by TTS. Oh, you're right. Those floating arcs, I didn't actually notice that. I thought it was forward.
I thought it was too. I didn't see them. You know what? We're gonna we're gonna swap those out real quick. Gonna go to the right.
Yep, and he's choosing to keep his. Oh, yep, you're gonna. There you go. So that way we can see him.
Yeah. By the way, this is definitely a electronic only treat, right? Remember, when we return to on the table play, this is literally impossible, unless we get some type of in-base lasers or something.
Just wait until someone invents a hologram projector.
Soon, to the right. Then I don't have to push my ships around anymore. They'll just do it for me. I'm in. Bam. There we go, fam.
Yeah.
We got you.
See, my ideal game would be like virtual boards, so that like there's no human error, there's no knocking over ships, there's none of that, but physical dial. Like that's just I just want to spin my dial. Like that's it. That's all I want.
As long as it's only during the planning phase, I'm cool with spinning dials. Alrighty, Hera, the Rebels are playing quite cagey. Julian Galloudec, trying to see if he can get these Hawks, I think, to go through the obstacles. I think that's what he's trying to do. Trying to like, hey, can I bait you? You wanna come through here?
Yeah. I think that strategy though now is Hera has the really obvious. She either has to follow Garvin or one turn at the Hawks. And I don't really like that position because if she follows Garvin, her gun's not in the fight. And if she one turns, then she's in danger of just getting, well, plinked to death by the Hawks.
Yeah.
So
Also,
go ahead.
yeah, I'm just saying Dutch is also a little far out.
Oh,
If he too hards, he may not even. Oh,
we got a shot. Shots.
Close
shots.
the bets.
Violence.
Close the bets.
I think the bets have been auto closed. We've had plenty of time. Here we go. 2 dice from range 3 and uneventful. Sadness. Sad reacts only. And did Nitram have range?
I don't think so, because that was coming from Torkel, and Torkel was reaching Netram's side.
Got it.
Netram Pollard checks for targets in front arc. No valid targets in the chat.
There we go.
That must have been super close. Is that slight side arc advantage, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Little wide.
Totem 8888 saying Rebels should have locked rocks already. Yeah, it would have helped for sure with the lower initiative false transponder codes.
Yeah. I think it's always a smart choice to lock some rocks. But I don't think that these Hawks are going to be going for lock actions to try to go out. They're going to be probably focusing up and then waiting on Dutch and Hera and all these other ships to lock up against them. And then they'll just take away the locks.
Okay. Yeah, where are these gonna go? Does Garvin fit the hard 3 between those rocks?
I think he goes over that asteroid in front of him, but I think it'll land not on an asteroid or not on a gas cloud.
Mm-hmm, right. You hit it. You come out clean on the other side.
Yeah.
Can you explain why locking rocks helps against transponder codes? Yes. So not all the time. Only if you have it set up. So if the Hawks, if one of the initiative 2, potentially even any lower initiative than you, locks on you to trigger false transponder codes, which does the jam, and you have a lock token out there on a rock, it breaks the lock on the rock, and then you're free to do your action afterwards. But that trick only works when you either don't have tokens that you're carrying around or that ship has a lower initiative than you. Otherwise, if you don't have that, they can jam you, and you have that jam out there, and essentially your action, if it's token based, becomes null. You don't get a focus or a lock. That makes sense? Was that clear? Any additional points to that one?
Not that I can think of.
Mm-hmm.
There are some interesting things at play with Gamut Key and the jam tokens, where because he really, you don't want to take tokens when you get jammed before you move, so you just leave the token out there and barrel roll or boost or what have you. If you still have that jam token before it gets cleared, Gamut Key can just say, great, you're jammed next turn. We're going to pretend this is 1.0 for a moment.
Oh.
Am I jammed? Yes.
Did you clear it? No.
Sad.
Guess what? You have to clear it next turn.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know that, in 1.0, jam tokens carried over from turn to turn until you cleared them. You had no choice.
Very mean. Very mean.
What was it? ISB slicers that let you jam 2 or 3 things at once?
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, and right there at the end, they were just like, it doesn't matter. Just let them do what they want. Here's all this crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Poe's having too much fun. Let's say no to that.
All right. Nickel City says, I gave Danko this list because I've yet to lose with it. It's honestly the most deadly list I've ever played. I mean,
That's some high praise.
I mean, it essentially it reduces the attack coming in, reduces potential double modifiers. I mean, it does a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things in there. You just got to hope that those 2 dice can push through enough damage before you're taken out. That's essentially what you're looking for.
1 Harry Potter. Yes, he does. So Gambit should have 1 charge back on the pilot card. And the question, in case people aren't reading chat, is, does Gambit Key recover a charge the same end phase he uses his ability?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same timing as Shock T, where Shock T spends a force to keep a token and then gets the force back at the end of the end phase. Gambit is either during or at the start, and charges recover at the end, so he would spend both charges and then get 1 back.
Where are we now? So, Gamma Key just kind of falling in the ranks here. Garvin has a great opportunity to potentially get on the flank here if we get some wings closed action. Maybe something like a three bank boost and then just start tearing them up from the back.
I think the 3 hard makes it for Garvin.
Without hitting the rock at all?
That is correct. I was wrong about the 2 Talon. I was wrong about the 2 Talon.
I don't believe you.
I'm right about this one.
I'm going to save this game state right now. I'm going to save it. All right, we're going to save it. We'll save it over this one. Yep. Oh, crap.
So you're talking about
Oh, I clicked the wrong button. Hold on. Tell them to hold on in the chat.
All right, I'm going to go jump over to their voice real quick.
Yep. I hit the wrong button instead of save. Oh, wrecked. Auto save. Load the auto save quickly.
So this one is not my fault?
Nope, this one's mine. Clip it. Clip it real good. So sorry.
All right, are we good?
Yep. Oopsie. What I was going to do was save. Just gonna, and it's done. Anyway.
Oh no.
Build up the anticipation for the big engagement. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Everything's fine. What's up, guys? Nothing happened. We're fine here.
Everything's fine here.
Yep. The sacred game state. Redeem Dion. Nope.
Yeah, do we want to pause the timer maybe real quick? Well, or are we good
I mean,
to go?
they're good to go. There's nothing that
Well, some of them need to reset maneuvers because dials.
Yeah, you're right. It's casual. We're fine. It's cool.
Alright.
Not a big deal. I'll take the 2 penalty points. I'll take them. That's cool. The secret is you can get as many penalty points as you want up until the last round. Today's the last game. Oh, wrecked. So hard. Well, I'm sorry. I'm ashamed.
You only had like 10 jobs you're doing right now, Dion. How could you mess one of them up?
I'm ashamed. We'll come back stronger from whatever this was. We will be better. We will rise like the phoenix.
And this is why they made you a Twitch partner.
Yes. to deflect, tell us about our sponsors. Yes, Co-op Print Yards. That moment right there brought to you by Co-op Print Yards. I would tell you, man, I've been talking to Brian from Co-op, and he's got those dial covers are taking some work. They are a high priced, but I wanted them. I was like, because he's like, hey, look at all the colors you need, and I'm gonna have to buy all these colors. I'm like, I got you, fam. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, I want the prizes. They're for the people. Let's go. So,
yeah. I appreciate that because you made it top 16, and therefore I didn't get the template. So these dial covers are what I'm looking forward to.
That's right. You just got to get into the top 8. That's fine.
I mean, I was 5 in Swiss.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, but it's that day 2, man. That day 2, gotta bring it. By the way, if you hadn't seen,
waking up at 5 was not fun.
Yeah, it happens. If you
Especially not playing against a player like James, he is very good at this game.
He's great. If you haven't seen the prizes for Galaxies 2021, I pulled out all the stops. All the stops were pulled.
They look so good.
Those faction pins are so pretty.
And yeah, they're silver and silver for the qualifiers and gold. Not sure if anybody noticed. They're gold for the championship event. Had to step it up for the championship event. Oh, they look so good.
Oh, Dion, it's the 3 hard.
Oh, he did it, and he didn't involve the rock. Oh, nice.
There you go. All right. I got one
All
right.
that work saving the game state.
I did it.
See,
Vindicated.
why didn't we just save the game state until after he moved it? Or just waited to see if he actually did the 3 hard?
Well, because so we had it from before.
Something I'm noticing is Netrum shouldn't have that focus because false transponder codes.
Oh,
that's
yep.
true.
FTC on Netrum? Question mark? So we'll let them resolve. So we'll wait for a second here.
Yep, so it looked like Gamut locked Netrum, which triggers transponder codes, which means focus is gone. Which is I think that's a misplay. Because now you see Dutch gets the lock on Gamut and gets the Hera lock too. So
I like it because the B-Wing is the easiest ship to kill here because you know exactly where it is and you can focus the fire. I don't like that he didn't rotate with Gamut to continue shooting into it though.
He's got all the arcs pointed at Garvin.
Mm-hmm. The arc management is definitely going to be a challenge with this list because I think sometimes you're going to need them in opposite directions, right? I think we're trained to a lot of times you try to keep your arcs focused in a single spot, but even when flying not turret ships, focus. Fail, roll. Yeah, but you were jammed. False transponder code. All right.
All right, so yep.
So how would Could you keep focus?
Do you need me to go into their room?
No, they got it. They got it. They got
No,
it.
they got it. All right. Yep. See, and yeah, in that instance, if he had locked a rock, he would. Well, no, because the jammer gets to choose. Yep. Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, and that's why we were talking about the whole locking a rock trick only really works on the very opening, because once you have multiple tokens out there, like the jammer gets to choose. You know, like why would I break your lock on a rock? I'll jam your focus token instead. You know, that's how that works.
Yep. And for what happened, Dutch locked Gamut, and then also used R3 to lock Torkel, and Torkel used transponder codes to break the lock assigned to him, and then Dutch used his pilot ability to give a lock to Hera on Gamut. So now there's 2 locks sitting on the Yellow Hawk out there, and a lot of firepower coming into it.
And Hera can take that lock and assign it to somebody else, right?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
It's pretty strong. And looks
so Garvin has a potentially fully modded Ion Torp. Dutch has a Plasma.
I think Torkel mods.
Netrum has double tap.
Correct.
Garvin is initiative 0 for this engagement, by the way. Initiative 0 coming through. And here's the roll from Hera from downtown. Trail mix, 1 of each. Looks like we might have a missed paylob trigger as well. And there it is, full string, hit crit coming from Hera. This is the thread tracers, and that's going to be guaranteed to hit.
That gives Garvin and Netrum the lock, so that way she didn't have to pass her own. Although, I mean, she still has... she'll get a lock back herself, so...
Now,
it also gives Netrum a mod on at least one of his double tap shots.
Yep. And Paylob potentially missing his trigger if that was range 2 to Garvin. Garvin now has a fully modded attack going into Gamut Key.
That's close. I think it's range 3, but it would be definitely worth a check. Although, no, that... yeah, I think that's range 2.
Yeah, right? It's close.
Well,
we'll get to see when Garvin or
Paylob 0.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right, fam. You're right. All right, here we go. First Hawk going pew pew. Tapusk. 2 dice. And there's a random hit sitting in the box. There you go. 1 hit. He's looking at his options and probably spends a focus for 2. Does. Plenty of agility from range 3 and got it.
He's good.
Waiting for our next ship to fire now. Here is Dutch. We'll see where the focus... I mean, it looks like it's on Gamut Key.
No, he's got the torpedo in the Gamut Key.
Yep.
Plasma.
Here we go. Might be able to rip some extra shield off there before putting in the damage, because due to the plasma ability. And yeah, the answer's going to be yeah. Oh, it looks like Marcel is here. He's going to have to wait until after this engagement. I would like to note that I had my phone in front of me and he did not call me. Okay?
Looks like Gamut natties out of the plasma shot.
I'm surprised he's not using Kanan's ability on any of these shots.
Yep. All right, you got hit crit. natties, but still taking one.
The Hawk meta is too powerful.
When in doubt, just roll natties.
And that, yes. Why? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and?
Still no Kanan.
One hit. I think we might be waiting for Garvin's shot because it's fully modified.
Yep.
Okay. Who's next? Here's Kanan. 2-die shot. And grab him for 3 dice. No 3 dice guns in this one. 2 and got 1 hit and a focus. I mean, you got the focus?
Yeah, this is coming from Kanan, right?
Yeah.
Kanan's got the focus.
Spends a focus. There's 2 hits.
I think he was debating using the Force there, which probably a good thing he didn't.
All right, that shot was to Netrum, right? There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Start plinking away at the B-wing. And
range 3. Look at that.
Just barely range 3. So that makes us feel better about the Paylob trigger. We know that was not possible.
Well, even if it wasn't possible, I think it was still worth checking.
Yep. 2 blanks. I mean, probably wasn't going to hit anyway because it was through the cloud, and Garvin also had a focus available, which would have been passed to Hera and then back to him. So again, focus loop.
Yep.
Infinite focus loop.
I think you shoot Hera here because Hera doesn't have a focus. Garvin does. And if Garvin spends it, he just gets it back from Hera next turn when he shoots.
I think it just might be a 2-on-4 kind of issue.
Looks like
Irrelevant.
It does not matter.
Irrelevant, yes.
All right, and you have Torkel last.
You have Garvin last, but Torkel.
Yeah, well, Torkel last to the Hawks.
That's right. Probably, I would go into the B-wing here. Go into Nitram. You did a shield there. Doesn't have a focus. It's your best chance of actually doing damage.
Yep. There's no use to try to strip the focus.
Yep, and there is gonna try to plink the B-wing, strip some of the paint. One hit, one focus. And the 8-bit deity dropping 5 subs, getting us to 176. We are 4 away from giving away a squadron pack. Spends 2 shields. Or not spend, takes 2 shields. 2 damage there. So 1 away from half points. Thanks, 8-bit. 8-bit. Wow, words. Sorry, I haven't eaten breakfast / lunch today.
Yep, here comes the Kanan charge.
Yeah, and that there you go. So really glad that he didn't forget the Kanan ability. Had a plan for it. Turning Garvin into a 2-dice attack ship.
Well, if he's got those ion torps, he can still shoot 3.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I mean, if it's just trying to push in 1 damage.
Nah, I mean, an ionized Gamut here is in real trouble. Because Netrum's just going to pull up into range 1. Then the rest of the ships are going to follow.
Well, I mean, Netrum, I don't think actually gets a shot there if that happens, because the Hawks all just go one forward.
Mm-hmm.
Torque will maximize 0, and the Hawks initiative kill it.
That's true.
All right. Garvin, who? I mean, do we just continue into Gommet? Gommet only losing a single shield so far. Crazy. And both these guys have been kind of
Hawks
pillow.
OP, please nerf.
All right, and it looks like did Garvin shoot? What?
No, torpedo.
He was debating the torpedo.
Oh, okay. And it looks like he did go with it. Spend the lock. That'll be 3. Passing it to Netrum. And hit crit does go through there.
Hit and an ion token.
Ah, yes, ion, because it was the ion torpedo. Sorry, I got so distracted and excited. So shields are down on Gommet.
So Gammet's 1 away from half. Netrum's 1 away from half. I mean, so far it's been a pretty tight game. I do believe the stream clock and the game clock are off because we had to pause for that. Slight malfunction. So here at the table clock it reads 38 minutes. So we've got a little bit more time than what the stream says.
Yeah, I think the stream timer was running while the table timer wasn't because of the reset.
Yep.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. Marcel's here. I gotta grab something for him. I'll be right back.
All
You
right,
get to
sounds good.
actually see people in person? Wizardry.
Pfizer gang, Pfizer gang, Pfizer gang. Be right back.
All right.
So, do you think the Hawks actually do what I said they'd probably do this turn? Because it feels like to me that's their best play,
Yeah.
but it does not feel safe at all.
No, it's gonna cost them. It's gonna cost them Gamut at the least.
Yeah,
And then
but I
but
think
you
that
really
might
need
be a
it.
trade they're willing to make. Because if they trade Gamut for Netrum, I believe they're ahead by a little bit, and then they can just bully Dutch.
Yep. Hera's gonna be. Because where's Hera gonna go? It looks like you've got the 2 bank inward, but that's about it.
She either
And
does
then
a 2
she's-
bank in or a 1 hard, and then takes whatever token she needs to pass. Because Hera's gun here isn't going to be the most relevant one. The most relevant one is going to be Garvin and Dutch.
Yep.
Because Dutch still has that ion turret, I believe. Is it an ion turret or is it a dorsal turret?
It is a dorsal turret.
Unfortunate.
No, yeah, I think they just go for Netrum here. Go for the kill. Although, I think Kanan might bug out. Just like, say 4 straight, hang out on the back, put his arc wide, cover up all of his friends.
Yeah.
And then Tapas
I
can
mean-
do like a 2 bank in to help.
Well, a 1 straight does, like, the arc covers all. If all the ships 1 straight as they are right now, Kanan still has the arc coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But
it kind of
doesn't have
boxes out.
range.
It boxes out Tapusk. I could see Tapusk doing maybe a 2 or 3 bank inward with a focus rotate, and then Kanan can just sit on the outside.
yeah.
We'll see.
Alrighty, I'm back. And I fixed the clock. I
Ooh.
see.
Also, Gamut should have his charges back at this point.
Yes.
All right. What did I miss? What did I miss?
We only broke some things, but don't worry, they're all swept under the rug over there. Don't look over there.
Yep.
All right, there's no additional
It's nothing
damage,
you
right?
wouldn't notice.
Nothing.
It's nothing you wouldn't notice without exactly, looking for it.
You'd have to load the autosave to figure out what we broke.
Oh, the shade. The shade.
Don't worry, we didn't mess with the player names either.
Yeah. All right. Yep. My name is Dio Morales, and I make mistakes.
Aww.
Well,
And that's
I
why
do.
we love you as a streamer. It's because you're so relatable.
That's he's like me. All right,
He's human.
That's right. Well, Weaver CT, I made this to sub the Gold Squadron, and then 8-Bit DD worked together to get us to 180 subs. 180 subs. And we're going to be giving away a Squadron pack. I think she's just so excited because she saw other people inside the house. She's like, "What is this?"
They didn't want to stay because you were Jewish.
Oh, we're almost done. Got 20 minutes left.
They didn't want to bother you,
Oh.
but this was already.
Oh, okay.
They knew you were doing the show.
I could have stayed.
You can call them back.
Yeah. Should I just call Marcel? What are you doing? It's fine. They got their stuff to do. Just reset the cache.
Yep.
I will reset the cache. Is it not reset on
one
the
straight.
Yeah, but Netrum.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Netrum got the barrel roll, so he's not shooting at Gamut anymore. He's going for Torkel.
Yeah. Also, the Hawk didn't. Was that payload didn't rotate? Aggressive.
Yeah, they're not. Wow.
I'm literally. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta do. You take over. You're fine. Go.
Okay.
All right. Back to breaking things. Never mind. All right. Yeah. Yeah, that is aggressive move from Kanan.
I think he went to made a play for Garvin.
Yep. What was Kanan's action? Rotate, right? I don't see a focus or a lock. Because
so I
Kanan
see a
is
stress, so he
Yeah.
must have done something.
He rotated his arc to the front,
Yeah.
but you can't just do that. You need to focus.
It has a white rotate.
Then why would he be stressed?
I have no idea. Also, but like he hasn't recharged any of his charges either, the force or the other stuff.
Yeah.
I think he may have said focus rotate and just forgot to put the focus out.
Yep.
Although we shall wait for Dion before we take any action.
Of course. All right. More Dutch locks. On the Torkel and Gamut. Use pilot ability, give Netrum a lock onto Torkel.
Yeah, definitely making a play for Garvin here.
All right, stop breaking stuff.
We didn't break anything. We just gave away a set of templates. Two of them, actually. One of them was in Russia, I believe, and the other one was somewhere in Australia.
You're going to pay the shipping for that, right?
Sorry, this is Gold Squadron podcast, not Kenneth Lion Squadron podcast.
You know, it's super funny. It's the anytime international. I love you Australia, but anytime Australia winners come up, I do go ooh, and then I remember it's like my commitment to all the people in the whole world, pay the price, and then I just let it go, and then it's done. Rip the Band-Aid off. One thing I've started doing is I've started uploading my my shipping in batches. So I just get the bill at the end. It's like here's a giant spreadsheet of everything I need and its weights. Just give me the bill, and I pay it, and then I never have to see the individual. The individual like, oh, this this pin that you're sending to Australia is a $20 shipping. Like, oh, okay, cool, no worries. All right. Now somebody was saying Kanan took a stress, not a focus. Did it get fixed here?
We were wondering about that.
Yeah. So Kanan did a something link rotate. We don't know what. Probably a focus. And he also hasn't recharged Gamut Key or his force.
Is there not May triggers there? Are they mandatory triggers there?
Well, they're recurring charges, so they are mandatory.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So here we'll do one of these.
Interesting. Did we miss a Torkel and Paylob trigger?
Yeah, I think we may have.
Because Hera's shooting, and I didn't see Bill use any of his sort of engagement things.
Kenneth, you want to hop over and just check on? No, you can't ask him about the maze.
Just the charges.
But ask him about the charges and then also Kanan's action.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll get the word on the street here.
But they are making attacks.
Pew, pew, pew. We had a hit and a focus. Have not got the defense dice yet. Yeah, we're just trying to get that clear board state. Kenneth will let us know here in a moment.
Yes, I do think that the Torkel ability was used on Garvin. And that was a focus action from Kanan.
All right, so I'm back.
All right.
Kanan's action was focus rotate, and they just forgot about the charges. Also, Mux did trigger, and in the 5 seconds it took for him to tell me and me to come here, I forgot which ship he muxed.
I believe it was Garvin. There was some pointing in that area.
Okay. He didn't mention the Paylob trigger, so I think he missed it again.
Yeah, I don't think Paylob did his thing. I mean,
because Garvin not having that focus means Hera doesn't have that focus, which means everybody doesn't have that focus.
Yep.
It's a rough one to miss, but all these Hawks have some very intricate abilities, and if it's not something that you're used to flying, it just might be too many triggers. I'm kind of honestly surprised that Bill brought all these Hawks. I asked for 2. He said, "How about 5?" I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I would have thought something like Kanan and Paylob just to be mean, and then maybe Fenrau. But this is much more entertaining to watch, although it's a lot to remember.
It's also, I think someone in the chat said, this has been a very slow game. These Hawks, they're taking their time.
Yeah.
They're not attack Hawks. They're leisurely Hawks. Long walks on the beach. All right, here we go. Long range shot going into Dutch.
Oh, looks like he's pulling Garvin now.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. Going into Garvin, obstructed. Deciding to do the focus fire thing. And we'll have 3 dice at range 1. This is going to be 3 on 3. One hit, 1 focus, and a blank.
Honestly, I don't think you spend it there.
He's
But it
going
looks like
to.
he's
He's choosing to be aggressive and is going to natty out. Gets a third one if you want it. It's free.
Yeah.
That was to Pusk shooting, right? Not cannon.
Yeah. He
Yes.
sent the wrong token.
All right.
It's fine. I'm sure they remember.
Yep. I don't think. Yeah. It'll be fine.
We'll swap it over just to move that over just to avoid any confusion later on.
Ooh, yep. All right. So this is
Here's
Dutch.
Yep. And here's the reroll. 2 hits, no conversion on there, and a blank out.
Well, he's still alive.
Takes 2. It depends on. No, he's not. Gamma Key is dead. Gone.
I didn't see the other card. Oh, yeah,
Dead.
he's dead.
Wrecked. Gone. Gamma Key removed from the table.
His key to the game is lost.
Ah. Nice.
Thank you. I try.
Sounds like a terrible football analyst segment.
You know, the key to the game was scoring more points, and right here, they lost it.
To channel our inner John Maddens. Because he now killed that ship, it means that that ship can't shoot and is no longer participating in this game.
I mean, I am guaranteeing that I've said something of that vein at some point in time. Have to. And you got to fill time sometimes, okay? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if you destroy all of your opponent's ships, you win the game.
Yes.
That's simple.
That's not always true, because top 16 last Sunday, that happened to both players, and one of them lost.
Well, we got triple crits coming in from Netrum. Pop, pop, pop. And all 3 of those are landing into that range 1 shot that was going into Torkoal Mux. We'll see what ends up happening to Mux right now. What is the crit? Let us know. And it is a wounded pilot. Wounded pilot going into Torkoal Mux. And we got the next shot coming in here. 3 eyeballs on the double tap. And is going to go ahead and spend the focus for 3. And
another blank out.
And Torkoal's dead. Just gone. Just like that.
Another initiative kill.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Huh. Double taps are good. Did you hear? Shooting more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big believer in the B-Wing double tap, despite the fact it did just take down a full health Hawk in 1 round.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'd prefer, like 10 them with just the foils, 1 fully modified shot. I think that's better than 2 like partially modded ones. But it is good. Like, don't get me wrong.
Yep. Look at this. Look at this Netrum. Like, look at what he can do. Like, he hasn't even used his ability yet, and he's already crushing Hawks.
Witness me. So for anybody who, let's go ahead and we'll pull up the card
Dagger
during.
leader stabbing these Hawks to death.
That's right. Pop, pop, pop. We're cooking up the Hawk today for dinner. All right, we got range 2 shots to Dutch, Garvin, and Hera. We'll see what the target is here.
I think you...
Going into Dutch.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think you go with Hera, but...
Yeah, I was going to say you gamble for Hera here.
Yeah, I don't disagree with the shot into Dutch, but I think Hera is the correct target.
Yep. Damage is damage.
Yeah.
2 focuses. Has a focus out there. Would have had an extra one if he would have taken it from Garvin.
Yeah.
I think Bill's gonna look back at this game and definitely learn a couple things, because there was just some missed triggers that I think could have really made a big difference in this game. From earlier and in this round as well. We got a range 1 shot. Kanan deciding on who the target is. Going to be continuing into Dutch, it looks like. I mean, it's a 1 agility ship, easiest one to hit. Highest potential to take it off the board soonest. And 1 hit, 1 focus. And that's a blank out. Going to go ahead and take 2 shields over there on the Y-wing. Oh, no, I actually had already taken a couple of shields, it looks like. I missed that. Sorry about it.
Paylob did the 2 shields the previous shot.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to be half points on the Y-wing. And a couple people pointed out that there was potential for a false transponder codes trigger to break the lock that Netrum had in order to avoid a double tap as well. 100%. Yep, that was.
I think Hera also had a lock there, so or at least could have taken one.
Yep. Actually, I believe it was a Dutch lock from another round that took the codes off.
You're right. You're right. Well, here we go. We got a hit crit. The crit does end up going through.
All right. Well, the Hawks aren't. Oh, I say they're not too far behind. They are, but they're in not a terrible spot to bully like Dutch and Netrum.
Yep, 17.
Assuming he can remember the payload trigger.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them. 17 minutes left on the clock here. It's dangerous bringing a bunch of new triggers here to the stream. But you know what? I commend Bill. Can we get some BB-8s in the chat for just trying to bring something weird, man? It's definitely outside the box. When I said Hawk meta, I specifically said like, hey, 2 Hawks, like that's cool. Bill's like, no, I want them all. There we go. There they are.
Also, interesting thing that I just noticed. I think both of these lists might be hyperspace legal.
Oh.
Oh no, Netrum's not hyperspace.
There you go. Right. It's fine. Just bring 10 instead.
And neither is Auto Blasters. But yeah, like they're really close to being hyperspace legal, these lists. And the Hawk list is hyperspace legal.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the idea of the all Hawks. Like they have a lot of mean abilities. I think there's likely a more optimized version of this that exists, right? Like you can bring maybe 3 Hawks and use those other points to get in something that gives you a little bit of variation. And maybe that has a little bit more punch to be able to push through high agility things and make those abilities on the Hawks even more effective.
Yeah, like I think if you take 3 Hawks with thermal detonators and then like a Fang fighter, like especially some of the more mean Hawks like Kanan and Paylob, to just deny everything while that Fang is punching things in the face.
Yeah. I actually remember building a list trying to build around the Hawk meta. I believe it was Tupusk, Gamut, and Torkel with Bosk in the YV666.
Ew. Yeah, like the thing I was brewing was it was Paylob, Kanan, and old Tarok, and I had some points left over.
Mm-hmm.
So just like denying everything. Like, you have tokens? Tarok says no. You have tokens? Paylob takes them. You have tokens? I'm gonna get rid of them somehow. Because these Hawks, like they are very mean, but they're still Hawks. They're still fragile. They're 2 agility on 5 health.
Right.
1.0 X-Wings.
Yep.
They will die. Some people saying 2 Hawks, 2 Fangs. I mean, yeah, there's plenty. This is the exciting thing. There's plenty of time for us to play around with these different combinations. I think they all have different values. There's different strengths to each one, different metas that they're going to be able to counter. And I'm looking forward really to see now that we're opening the Gold Squadron competitive play. We're opening it up back to extended, right? What shenanigans are people going to be bringing? Like what weird combinations are we going to start seeing?
666.
I mean, yeah, that can happen for sure.
It's it's gonna be out there.
It is disgusting.
But you know what? You know Torkel Mux laughs at your Initiative 6. Like that's a thing. So maybe
Initiative 6 laughs at the fact that they have to be an arc.
I mean, that's why I brought two of
also,
them.
like you say one of your Initiative 6s is an Initiative 0. Well, my other 2 are still gonna shoot you first.
Yeah.
That's why you got to threaten from the other side. You got to threaten from the. You got to make the flank.
Yeah.
Cut the corner. Come around.
There's a lot of things about the new content that just makes you have to rethink a lot. Like Hera, target priority when Hera's in a list is really strange because that token can be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And shooting an A-wing with a token when you have a quote unquote better shot doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Also, the Hawks we've been talking about, but even some of those Y-wings, not necessarily the pilot abilities, but the fact they have tech slots, which you can enable some really weird things with Lee Mackay with targeting synchronizer.
Oh yeah, I like it. Gorsaw says CAD, Joy, Kanan, Paylob could be a thing. Yeah, we tried that out the first day. I didn't fly it very well. I think I would really prefer Fenrau in that list. Just to have that higher initiative option there as well. But yeah, the Hawks and the Fangs do just work really well together.
I mean, one thing I like is it's something that doesn't use any of the new stuff, but Paylob, Dengar, Fenrau. Isophane was, wrecking me with it a week and a half ago.
Yep.
And it's brutal.
Actually, speaking of brutal new stuff, I didn't realize that Hera's ability works with Jyn Erso.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if she were
baby.
I actually played I played a game against Marcel, and he was flying a mean rebel list. Where he had Jan Ors with Jyn Erso crew and Hera, and just the token passing, I couldn't deal damage.
One of the things I've seen is because the way Hera got ruled recently, where you don't actually have to shoot or be able to shoot to be an attacker, so she can give you a token if you can't shoot, is you use Kyle Katarn to give her a second focus, and then because Kyle's I3 and shoots last most of the time,
We just saw
even if he doesn't have a shot, you can beat the token.
We just saw Netram use their ability.
There we go.
Barrel rolled and went 180. Watch out.
He has to pass a stress to another friendly ship to do it. I don't think he had range for that.
I think he did it to himself.
Did it to himself.
He can't. It has to be another friendly ship.
You may choose one friendly ship.
It says after you barrel roll, you may choose one friendly ship that is not stressed.
Wow,
And he didn't stress. It wasn't off of a link or anything. It was just normal barrel
read.
roll. That's right. This is all new stuff. All new stuff. This is why we're doing
it in front of me. I was looking at the card, and my brain put in another in there. I wasn't even reading off Yasby. I have the literal card in my hand.
I'm seeing things. I can't stop it.
You got me up at 8 in the morning to play X-Wing.
I'm sorry. I mean, you volunteered? Question mark.
Yes, I did.
Alrighty. Jack says, I played this yesterday and won. We got Kyle Katarn. It's hard to read this one. What is this? We're trying to find the pilots.
It's Kyle,
Garvin, Hera, and Sabine. Got it. I mean, yeah.
Interesting.
Hera plus Garvin and other stuff is going to be an archetype. We don't know what the best version of it is yet, but expect shenanigans.
I mean, personally, I'm a fan of Hera plus Luke, and then 2 other A-wings.
Mm.
But I do see the Garvin synergy. Because Luke with an evade token, that's a tanky X-wing.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think that yes, but the problem as well is being able to get past the second agility is pretty trivial for most ships. Like, 3 hits, easy. Like you can slowly chip at them pretty easily. You got that upside swing. That's the one thing I don't like about Luke. Like, yes, he can be defensive, but with so many people bringing big punches, like his ability, it starts to become a little bit less valuable overall.
The ability also is like, because he effectively always has 2 force on offense, so it's almost completely fully modded his shot, and then still has defense. Granted, I think for the points, if you're bringing Hera already, Garvin is probably better value, because you can do effectively the same thing with that, focus shenanigans. But Luke is completely internal, so like once Hera dies, Luke is still doing his thing, whereas if Hera dies, Garvin is kind of actually mediocre.
Yep. Hera going to the right. And you know what else I want to see? I want to see somebody pull off some shenanigans with Hera in the A-wing and then a ghost. Right? There's a lot of people who like bringing shotgun ghosts. Imagine if you got Hera out there feeding it tokens. Like, hey, we don't actually need to destroy ourselves anymore by using Saw. Yeah, let's save those points, invest them in Hera, and just start doing damage.
Well, and you can take Callus there, because that way he usually has an agility.
There you
so
go.
That evade token Hera sometimes takes can also get used on that ghost.
I'm telling you. Watch out for the unexpected.
And then if you take a AP5 and have it docked with that ghost, the ghost coordinates Hera the evade, she takes a focus, and then the ghost takes a target lock.
Yep.
And here we go from downtown. Hawk firing. Oh, no, sorry. Taking the range 1 shot. But didn't come up with anything.
No.
He's got a focus.
This is into Garvin?
Yes.
Got it. All right.
Did he not check range for Hera to give Garvin the focus?
I think that's is that not what he's doing? He did not check.
Miss trigger. Again, new stuff.
The infinite focus loop was missed.
The loop does not loop if you do not start the loop. All right, trail mix, 1 of each.
Oh, now he's gonna do it.
There you go, saving it. Yeah, I mean you could pass it at any time.
He wanted to give it to Metron. Oh, okay.
Cheeky.
Okay.
I don't hate that.
And it looks like some damage is going to get pushed through, at least 1. That means that's pulling Kanan down to no shields, has 3 hull left.
Yeah, okay, so Kanan spent the force there to make it only a 3-die attack.
And like we saw there, did spend the focus to avoid taking 1 of the damage. 5 minutes of change left here. I believe going down our initiative list, that was Dutch. So here we go. Range 1, back into the Hawks. This is going to be going into Tapusk and not coming up with anything. Check. No target locks out there. Rolls the dice for funsies. Han Philo asking, we need a new Garvin-Dreas crew for the Ghost? No. Stop it.
As long as he doesn't do what he's doing, with his X-Wing and Park ability, maybe.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they're asking for, let's be real. Hit, crit!
Oh,
Man, Netrum throwing fire this game. One
So
agility.
this is why you wanted him on stream, is because he's a god.
That's pop, 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 pop.
that's 2 crits.
And we got a damage engine going into Kanan, and the second crit is a weapons failure. Oh, back to 1.0 with you. Single attack die Hawk.
But this one's not as good as 1.0. It's worse because it's only a 90-degree arc. It's not
Sad.
360.
Sad reacts
Yep.
only. Sad reacts only. Kanan trying to get something going back with this one attack. At least you can throw
Poor
2 dice
guy.
at Garvin.
Yeah, Garvin doesn't have access to a focus anymore.
1 hit. And yeah, no, don't expect pings the evade. Got it. Yeah, don't expect that Kanan Jarrus to push through any damage. Here's
Ooh, there we go.
There's 3. There's hit crit in the Garvin, looks like, because there's a focus on Torkoal. Or not Torkoal, on Paylob.
Yep.
So that's half points already.
guaranteed and a little bit more.
Hit crit. So Garvin survives. Let's see how close it is, though.
Direct hit
direct.
down to 1.
Down to 1.
That weapons failure probably saved his life.
Yep, you're right.
Although, Tapusk being I5 here means he could initiative kill Garvin.
That's right. This is Ace Hawk to Red Leader. You're about to die. Hopefully.
Stay on target.
Please don't.
He can hold it.
All right, you want to just double check, make sure we got all this health right. Yes, down to 4 here, down to 1. We're good. Boom. Gomet is dead. Kanan's down to 1. All right. And
Now, I would like to say something.
Ah.
If Garvin dies, and then the Hawks figure out how to half Netrum, Bill takes the lead.
You're
Well,
right.
I mean, that's just a 1 forward from Paylob and then shoot Netrum.
Yeah. And then just don't lose any more points.
That could be difficult, because I think he's going to be tempted to fix that weapons failure on Kanan, which, honestly, with Kanan, I think you just, their fastest blue is a 2 straight, I think? Just 2 straight and focus?
I think 3 straight is blue as well. Yeah, 3 straight.
Okay. So I think you just 3 straight focus rotate, and it's a 1-die P shooter, but you need that defense so Kanan doesn't die, because Kanan's expensive.
Now, Minion 908 asked in the chat, can someone nail down what resistance needs to become more competitive in tournaments? I almost never see them played and plays high up. Well, the reality is that in resistance, the resistance is built on Rey. She really is their best piece, and in extended, you will see her be played. I guarantee it. Resistance will start making placings again. Also, A-Wings having access to heroic and optics in extended is going to make a difference as well. Like that is going to be a massive change. There's going to be a lot of people running back to the resistance. Now that we're going into extended meta.
The resistance is based on like gimmicks. Well, gimmicks with air quotes, where it's I have this thing that can do a lot of damage, or is like super consistent damage, or is Poe with the Poverdrive.
Mm-hmm.
And without every piece of that, people just sort of forgot that like Poe is still an I6 push the limit X-Wing.
Mm-hmm.
And while that's not as good as like, you know, the full suite with A-Wing support or like Poe next to Rey, like it's still just a solid way to spend 62 points and just not go too overboard into an X-Wing. And while A-Wings without heroic, without optics, they're not as consistent. Like RZ1 A-Wings don't have either of those things, and we've seen them do quite well. So
Well, I think right now, though, we can argue that the reason is because their ability now, this was not the case before, but now their pilot abilities are just better than the Resistance. We didn't think it was
I can agree with
possible. We didn't think it was possible, and then FFG's like, watch me. RZ1 A wings in one box, playable, meta, relevant, and great. Not just good, but great.
yeah. More 3 agility spam. Just what we wanted.
Yep.
But these 3 agility spams have pilot abilities, so that makes it okay.
They have names of characters that we like, so it's fine. It's thematic. Can't you imagine? You can. By the way, if you haven't seen our awesome, if you don't have to imagine Hera in the cockpit of an A-wing. You can see what that looks like in our Galaxies art that we're going to be giving away.
All you have to do to get one of those is make top 32 in one of the qualifiers.
That's it.
Easy, no problem.
Only.
Yeah.
I mean, she was the best one, so I had to put her at the top, the tippy top. Though I will say, patrons, watch out. There might be a Hera coming your way at some point in time.
What
as well?
What, you think people are going to vote for Hera in the A-wing?
No.
No. Oh.
She's not. She's probably not going to be an option.
Okay. That makes sense. What you should do is you should be 3 options. It should be Jake, Arvel, and a Green Squadron pilot.
No, I wouldn't do that to them. I would not do that to them.
It'd be funny though.
Riot, unsub, goodbye. I gotta, Kenneth. I gotta balance it. It's mostly what I want, but I also gotta do some of what the people want.
Yeah.
By the way, yeah, that patron poll will be live tomorrow for the A-wing. It looks like Garvin is going to end up winning the X-wing patron poll. If I go take a quick peek here. Go to the posts. Where we at? We had Kanan hit a rock here.
Or gas cloud.
Rolling for the strain.
Yeah, that might not be good.
Oh, damaged engine was not capable of making that maneuver.
Oh,
Yeah.
You're blessed with the 2 straight.
Remember, people, crit tokens save lives.
I mean, right now they do, actually.
No action.
True.
But
true.
that might get you out of a
But
real bad spot.
You got the force. That's fine. Oh, this is a really tight race on the Patreon poll. I'm gonna have to bring it up here when we're done.
But I think people are just infatuated with the shiny new Garvin Hera combo. Honestly, I don't think Garvin is going to see much play after a few months, just because I don't think he's that good.
Oh, Kenneth throwing the
I don't
shade.
think Garvin's good.
Throwing the shade at Garvin. Said, "Red leader, get out." That's what Kenneth is doing. Saying, "Get out of my house." Now I wonder. All right, yep, and that's Garvin. Just 1 straight. Keep it simple.
So if he had that 2 turn there, that would have been an arc dodge.
Mm-hmm. And a range 1 shot out the side, but not today.
Yeah, nice 2-die range 1.
Tycho Keltry 505 wanted Colby Sperato. I only had so many options I could put, okay?
We want our Edrio. Give us 2 tubes.
2 tubes.
You should have had 2 tubes in that poll.
Even though they don't both fly X-wings, just put it in there.
Well, no, Benthic flies the U-wing.
I mean, you're right. Well, I guess, you know what? To keep it fair for the two brothers, I just won't include the other on the U-wing poll anyway. Right? Is that how that goes?
But I like Benthic.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. People in the chat, they're arguing for their Garvin, their red leader. Leave our red leader alone. All right. Now we had to
Mazerin pattern analyzer is not in hyperspace now. If it was, some of those scum Y-wings with pattern analyzer could actually be interesting.
Oh yeah. Rotating to the left.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and use Torkel to initiative kill Garvin with the Torkel ability, and to boost to half points Netrum.
All right, range 1 from Hera going into Paylob.
Oh, that's right. Torkel's dead. What am I talking about?
Uh-huh. That's all right. Range 1, 2 hits. Paylob still fully healthy. And going to do at least one.
Ooh.
And yeah, Paylob was unable to use the ability because his arc is pointed to the side, so had no way to steal focus. Paylob did choose to take both shields, huh?
Yep. Because this is the last round, so he's not giving up points, and he just wants the shot.
I like it.
Yeah.
And here is the roll. Hera, range 1.
This is Tapus.
Oh, sorry, Tapus. Tapus. Sorry, I read. Oh, they're not spawning the arcs on the arcs. That's what it is. I'm like, what? I read the last pilot. All right, Tapusk, and we got one squiggle there. That's gonna end up being half points on Netrum.
Yeah, so he saved the focus for defense, which I think is good, because there's no way spending that focus does you any good. Because you were already getting half points, and you don't want to give up points. You have your out. You got to try to play for it.
I mean, you've done part 1, which is half Netrum. Part 2 is half Garvin. Part 3 is stay alive.
That's right. Kanan, don't die. This is that stay alive part.
What mod does Garvin have? He has a focus?
Yep, just the focus.
Yes.
That's it.
I think you save the force for defense.
Yes. Never mind.
3 hits.
You're dead.
Guaranteed gone. Rip. That is guaranteed W for Julian. Oh, and doesn't even give him any evades on the way out. Kanan, what are you doing? A sad Dutch. Unable to fire. Does Kanan have any shots before? No, he's been initiative killed. He's gone. We got
There's the
Netrum.
one thing about these Hawks that makes them somewhat bearable to play against is they're actually kind of low initiative.
Yes. Hit crit going in from Netrum into Tapusk. We got a reroll here because of fire control system.
I think he needs to actually roll those dice.
Yeah, they didn't roll. They got they flipped. There you go. I got the natties anyway.
He was just training his dice. It's
That's
fine.
right. Do it like this, guys. Do it like this.
Yeah. That said, Tapusk is going to get marksmanship auto blasted here. So.
Uh-huh.
As long
Well,
as-
he turned his arc towards Netrum, so he's got.
Doesn't matter. Auto blaster is front arc, not firing arc.
Oh.
Yep.
This one I do know.
And yep, there's a couple guaranteed damage going in there. Spends the focus. And turns out almost all of it was guaranteed.
Yeah, so spend the focus, take 2 shields. That's less points to give up. Save that MOV.
Save it. Save. Put it in the piggy bank. Somebody in chat says, yeah, I'm going to be picking up a Phoenix Cell pack after this. And then Chunky Monkey says, I'm hoping GSP's just going to send me one. Hey, maybe. We're gonna give away one to somebody here in a minute. Either a Phoenix Cell, Sky Strike, or a Fugitives and Collaborators. Now both these, you got Paylob here. Initiative 3, last shot of the game. Just trying to pick up some points.
He's looking at Dutch. He should shoot Garvin. Garvin, you actually have a chance to kill.
Mm-hmm.
He is.
I think that's a mistake.
Well, you know what? He's going for the moral victory, guys. Do damage. Moral victory.
I mean, it's exactly the same shot, but Garvin, you need 1 damage to kill.
This is true.
And I think he changed it. There was a ping on Garvin at the last second.
1 hit here. Spend the focus for 2. You got a chance. Garvin doesn't have any mods. Oh, nope. He gone.
Got him.
He gone. All right. Well, good game to both players. Thank you so much for playing. Julian Galloudec getting the W here. And wait, what? How did he take a card?
Because he did the damage.
Yeah, he focused. Yeah.
Is Hera not in range?
She was
It's
not.
1 to 2. Oh no, he did.
Yeah, Garvin is 1 to 3. Hera's 1 to 2.
All righty. Was same result. 120 to 103. That is Thank you to ISO, Danko, Baffle, Trojan, Prophet, Shadow, Tycho, Spice, Raider, and Lancer, our Grand Admiral patrons, and all of our Gold Squadron patrons and community members. Thank you so much for your support. Gold Squadron out.